ready for the reading? Yes, over here in WA, it's 11:11. And Giggle had a great idea. She goes, let's do 11:11. So we're doing 11 cards per person in the mix of the Twin Flame Path. And we'll have a quick chat to all of you. How you been going with this week's energy? Geez, has it been? It's been very intense. I do particularly think there's a large energy surrounding family at the moment. Don't we love family? I thought this top was really fitting for today because I think spiritually all of us have done a bit of time. I'm just going to get the ruin cast. How are we all doing? Are we in the thick of it with our kids, our family, trying to get things done? Is your head on overload? I think I talked to Kerry the other day and we were talking about the fact that certain zodiac signs will feel this energy obviously different. And I've got the Mars update there for you guys if you haven't seen it. But it's also because it's in a Mercury sign. It's almost like ADHD. Your head is going at 100 miles an hour. You've got a lot to think about. You could have a little bit of PTSD all of a sudden, and then you're going, oh wow, why am I looking at that for? But you're gonna be obsessive. It's what's that song? Why are you so obsessed with me? You're gonna get to a point. You'll get onto one task. And it'll be like a grind, you'll just be in the absolute thick of it. You could start doing something, and before you know it, half the day's gone. You're going, where's my head at? So, family, it's like, especially from an ascension point of view, a karmic codependent point of view, we all go through, there was a long time there in my twin flame path. I was like, nobody else goes through this. It's only me. And I did say in 2017, everyone would start waking up. And somebody said to me, how would that happen? I said, something drastic that will force, because what happens, natural disasters, everyone has to bind together. So we had COVID. But I did foresee it, and here we are today. So Mars is retrograde in Gemini. It's going to be sitting in that place, both in retrograde and direct, for around 7 to 8 months. So I did say you need to be very clear and concise about what you're doing, what you're putting your thoughts into, what you're putting your attention and energy. It's a little gold pocket, especially as we move into the Sagittarius energy. It's a gold pocket for us in the spiritual community if we use our energy effectively, and damn straight don't enable. If you do, it's not going to go in your favor. It really won't. So the ruin cast that's coming up in the joint connection, you got a crappy mood for no reason. I could not sleep last night. I went down the rabbit hole. I thought, do I just get up and go for a jog? Like, I'm not going to go to sleep. Last week it's been like that. Overactive mind, analytics, flashbacks, lots of things. So the ruin cast we have is in reverse. So good God, I hope this is good. And I'm going to get some new ones soon. I'm going to get some bone or stone or something. Okay, so, oh God, well, it does relate to the eclipse. For those of you that don't know, after the eclipse, it can be a week before, and it can be 3 months before. It's not over, okay? It's not over till the fat lady sings, metaphorically, right? So until we get to 2023, if you found in your life something hasn't happened yet, it still can. Now, does it have to be something bad? No. We can be dealing with our parent energies because Uranus can relate to older and younger generations. It's also innovation and change. It's quite sudden. We've had so many squares over the last few years that for us spiritually, it's almost like you get your bearings and then suddenly something's changing again. So there's been a lack of stability metaphorically. Now, where could that land? It's heart-centered. It's in our love life. It's in our value system. It's in proximity. It's in belief systems with our notions of the old versus the new. And, it's a little bit like Dana Scullion model. Which one resonates? Which one's more relevant? And both do. But we're going into a new age, and we may not be able to keep everything the same, right? So relates to Uranus. White, purity. The other message I got, I have this infinity bracelet that my twin gave me when we reconciled, And it literally embedded into my skin yesterday. And my guides told me I used to actually put the tree of life. I swear I was going to get a tattoo. Because being a psychic medium, we get juju, and so do all of you as empaths waking up. You're basically a medium, so you're learning how to use your energy. And so you do need to protect yourself effectively. Initially, you'll use smudge sticks and you'll use crystals, and then you'll find it won't work. And you'll go, bloody hell, I'm in the thick of it. Why isn't this working? Because you need to create that within you. There's a lot of tools I have that I can provide for you, which in 2023, I'll be doing the videos. But it did come up where we do need to protect our energy, be very disconcerting about what you give to people. If you're enabling, because there are lessons karmically that we're learning to transform our life. And we're actually, especially when I was doing the nursing, the one thing we were taught is you never take power away from a person when they have a tool. So what could that look like? Being able to feed themselves, being able to, do their shopping. You never take those things, because once they drop that skill, it's another tool they're losing, and they will deteriorate. So if you want those individuals to ascend and transform, don't enable. And it's going to help them find theirs, their truth, their understanding within their own frequency. Okay, Lily. Oh, God, Lily of the Valley. I was saying that too, which is the death lily. Definitely we were seeing through this energy coming through this new beginning. It is a manifestation portal, but it's also everything that is meant for you always comes to you. But our monkey mind gets involved in this twin flame path and in ascension, and we then don't believe because we're having a humanistic experience. Misfortune, damage, shock, sudden change, short-term distress followed by long-term rewards. In reverse, powerful natural forces, Uranus and Taurus, evolution, regeneration, cosmic union, as well as warning us of potential catastrophe, which we've seen all over YouTube. There's going to be a stock market crash. We're going into recession. What can you do about your life? Okay, that's what I'll say. Because when we're going into that frequency, if you know anything to do with energy work, you are implanting that frequency into the grid. Now, if you tap into it, something may be a given reality, but you also can find your core, your center, to come back to this moment. And what is in your control, address. What's not, trust the process and disconnect, because you can raise the vibration in infinite waters. Love ya. As well as warning a potential crisis and catastrophe. It may advise us to take care when catalyzing our ideas. Get out of your head. And we do not damage the very thing that sustains us on the most fundamental level of being, which can be love, forgiveness, being a human being, having needs, being human, being human. There's also structures. One way we could look at this as structures. Now, the joint energy at the moment, here's the cup, okay? The Ace. So what do we get with this? Any takers? Are we filling our cup? Are we looking at our own personal values? It's always a very personal experience, and you'll usually find in your twin flame path, you will simultaneously, the closer you get into union, you'll go through the same thing. There can be a mirroring effect. There's always mirroring, but it's usually done where we flip the coin. When we're stuck and stagnant, it's generally something, vodka, you're a dag. It's generally something that you are maybe having a belief system to do with, and it's to do with your childhood. You could be looking at it and going, I wouldn't do that. But directly at the moment, there is this feeling to do with love. There's feelings that are coming up to do with love. You may have suddenly all this energy of unconditional love. You may feel very frustrated at the fact that with Uranus and Taurus in the mix, that you've done your time. Where's my candy? When is this physically coming for me? But it's also your conditioning of how you grew. And I can say, with anything at the moment, with Uranus and Taurus in your nervous system, is going to mess you up. I mean, you can have a coffee and it will be like you have had, a Kramer effect. You've had triple shots and you won't be able to sleep. You'll have alcohol and it's going to spike your ascension symptoms and it's going to lower your aura. So easy, 5 days in, 5 days out from that eclipse. And I'd really say into next week, be really careful with pacifiers because you will get psychic attacks. So, okay, you've got, so love, both of you are thinking about each other at the moment. That is what I will say. There's intuition, there's thoughts, there can be flashbacks to do with previous connections. Your paradigms, your value systems are definitely coming up. Some of you could be thinking, hey, in the past, maybe I had a different connection and it was more balanced. It could be directly with your twin flame. Why didn't I take that path back then? But again, there is this connection to love in the mix, both parties thinking of each other. Divine masculine at the moment, in his own personal space. Like I said, I pulled 11 cards. Okay, personally, they can feel at the moment in their own life regret relating to failure, regret relating to poor choices, very self-critical. Right. Now, how can this show up? This could show up in, I don't want to make a mistake. I need to make the correct choice. People judge me. People attack me. A lot of white noise. Some of those individuals over the years have actually moved away from other individuals, and they can really be reflecting upon it. They can be reflecting about some of their hopes and dreams. I feel also that it's almost that pride comes before a fall, okay? So personally, there is this stubbornness that's coming through, particularly maybe because Mars is retrograde and they're reflecting upon it. It's like, okay, do I need to go path A? Do I need to go path B? There is a stubbornness. They're reflecting upon that inside themselves. They're reflecting upon, am I putting my foot down with the circumstance? Am I having healthy boundaries? Are people perceiving me in a certain way and judging me? So it doesn't need to be that they are actually, looking at themselves about their failures. It could be this notion that people are judging them for their choices and they're quite frustrated by it. I will pull a clarifier on that. Each section is a different subject, but from a personal point of view, this also can be with divine feminine, that they know inevitably they're going to be with you, but at the same time, they're kind of feeling to themselves, gee, this is really weird. Am I being stubborn in the mix? I know inevitably I'm going to be there, so what am I doing? I hope that's articulating enough. Yeah. They want a union, okay? They want to connect with you. Could it be for some that are already married, that they're like, why do I get married to this person? Yes, it could be. Definitely conditioning to do with family though, but I'm definitely feeling there could be tribe and family around them at the moment that is a cause of issue, and they maybe are dealing with tribe and family. Could be for some of them a wife. The masculine does not have to be a male. It's an energy. Okay. And I've got an additional message for divine feminine. We're going to go through masculines first then. Are we okay with that? Masculines first, then into feminines. But there was an additional thing here that I wanted to look at. So yes, this can be needing to separate. This can be, having to pull the toenail out metaphorically. It's like I need to leave this situation. Okay, I do feel some of them are like, shit, if I do this, I'm actually, whatever they're currently doing right now, how can this look? It could be they're in a career and they're saying to themselves, if I pull the pin on this and move over, this is going to affect me moving forward financially. Now, yes, the eclipse and Taurus can relate to money, right? So all of us collectively are looking at our value systems, the things we like. Our bodies, how we're looking after ourselves. Definitely, if you hit the cookie jar, it's because we had situations happening in Taurus, and you always want, I love you, Taurus, but seriously, I've got to get away from that cookie jar. I got myself some fresh fruit and yogurt. I bought myself some dates because I knew it was coming. I messaged some of my friends, especially my Virgonian friends and my Gemini friends, and I'm like, have you hit the cookie jar? They've sent me photos eating, because Taurus makes you hungry. You want the finer things in life, and so step back from that cookie jar, okay? It's not going to help you. It's a little bit like on Friends, where Monica is munging out and he goes, Monica, it can't love you back, doll. And she threw the food at him, but it's emotional eating. So in their finances, like they're trying to emotionally work out what to do with that. They do have the tools, but there's a bit of a block here So they're trying to do it correctly so that the whole, what's that Jenga? Everything's, you pull one piece out and another piece, and you look at it like, oh God, if I do that, for some, how can it look? It could be a job and they need to transition over. Could it be an entanglement relating to marriage? Yes, it could be. But it's their wealth sector, it's their confidence that is making them try to look at this situation quite logically. These emotions also, delayed emotions relating to divine feminine, are coming up all of a sudden, and they're feeling quite perplexed. It's like, the crowning energy is, I know I'm being stubborn, I need to deal with something. So there are some things that they're needing to shift in their own personal life. This can be financially, this could be a physical human being, it could be a family-related dynamic, especially because we've got this. But however it's going, they know it needs addressing. Let's pull a card for her. Self-esteem also is coming out pretty heavy. I wouldn't say they're cowering under the pressure. I don't feel that at all. I feel it's a logical, humanistic experience. It's like, look, I need to look at this. This will affect many people. This will affect me. This will affect my counterpart. It'll affect my future moving forward. It is. There's financial situations. Now, if they are helping a karmic situation, right? Because not all karmics are actually romantic partners. If this is a family, for instance, there could be they're losing money because they're helping family, or they could be living with family. However that's looking, though, there is something that is pushing them to shift that, and it's putting pressure on them. It's almost like they're feeling nervous and they're getting very agitated. I've got to move, but this person over here needs me, that person over there needs me, I need them, they need me. But I feel they are detaching from that and they're trying to move forward. Now, are they agitated at the moment in their communication sector? Yes, they are. Their day-to-day routine can feel like they're rushing, can feel like they're overwhelmed with things. Some of you, maybe that communicated, if you were feeling, why hasn't this person communicated with me? They're actually in the thick of it right now, psychologically, and there can be some personal things in their life that are going on. That they're really questioning, are they on the right bloody path? So there's stress coming up in their life. There also could be stress associated to a conversation that you guys had most recently. And I'm hearing, for those of you that do communicate, right, there appears to be something that stressed them. It's like I'm seeing a question mark. There's a question mark relating to that. Why do my guides give me these messages? Okay, I'm hearing if they are being a shady individual, Slim Shady over here, okay, if there is a Slim Shady energy for those individuals that this directly applies to, they know they need to make a choice. Hi, Em. Yeah, so it feels like that they need to make a choice. They're not, I don't feel, if there is a third party involved in this circumstance at the moment, that they're committed to it. But they also feel that they do need to make a choice. So it's causing them stress. It's like, okay, if I am being Slim Shady, things are going to come out, but it's also having to make a decision. I do feel, especially those, particularly that are in a karmic relationship, and this is more messages for the karmic connection. I do feel they want to communicate with you, but I do feel there's a complication, and they're sort of like, I do need to make a choice because I don't want to tiptoe around. I want to be authentic. I want to be direct and to the point, because we do have the faithful card in reverse. Okay. So how can that look? Can it be, and I actually don't feel, if this person is in a karmic relationship, I don't think it's too romantic, especially from the twin flame updates that are coming. Yeah, it's almost like residing together, but not really being together, not sleeping together. It's sort of that kind of energy. That's what has been coming through. Flatmating, metaphorically, if that makes sense. We're here, we're doing this, right? What's your problem? Don't complain to me. You got me, right? I would rather not. Frankly, my dear. Okay, moving along. If you had a dispute with them, they're thinking about that. If there was an argument between you and your twin most recently, they also are thinking about that. And it's making them realize that they do need to actually address the devil in the data and have a good chat. Home. Could be a change of home for some. Might be changes happening. There could be a change in a contract. There could be messages that are coming in. I feel some of them are wanting to move. Some of them need to make a decision relating to family. Some of them are having conversations, and it can be these conversations are with people that they directly trust. But it's really strange when I'm channeling this, I do a pocket group of a family, but I see this person on the outside looking in almost like, you know, it's not permanent, whatever it is. That's how they're describing it. It's like they're a visitor. That's the only way I can describe it. This can be signing paperwork. This can be looking at it going, look, okay, if this is a marriage, we're not, you know, maybe we're together for the kids. If this is, you know, in a family-related dynamic and they're caring for an individual, again, they're really up to here with things and they're trying to get life in balance. Okay, this is interesting. I do feel for some of them, they do know who your family is, and they may come to your family home. They may be thinking about, in the mix of it, between what you've gone through in your life that they're privy to and what they have gone through. They're picturing living with you, and they're picturing how that will look. They're trying to work out your needs versus their needs and how that would kind of, you know, merge. I do think they want to have a conversation with you about that. Effectively, if there is a document that they're dealing with, that they're needing to go their separate ways, or it's like, you know, apparently between them and a karmic, they're like, right, we're selling this, we're going here. What I'm seeing, it's almost like they know damn straight that's their exit. And if they go back and sign on the dotted line again, they're going back into a karmic cycle, and it will make them actually leave quicker, so I wouldn't stress. But there is some information. I do feel some of them are going to reach out to you because they get some bad news. And this bad news could be towards that. But for some of them, I do actually see them actually wanting to, you know, talk to you about something. Something is creeping them up at the moment with having to make a decision, being in a pickle, but I do see a transition of home. I also feel they're actually having a conversation for those that are in a karmic relationship. They're having a candid conversation about what directly isn't working. I do feel some of them are secretly looking for another house, especially if they are living with that person. They don't know how this is going to go. It's like, you know, with the changes that they're making with romance, they know that there's a falsity within a karmic connection, okay? Romantically speaking, do they trust this individual? No, they don't. Yeah. No, they don't. Okay? So are they looking at this person saying, hey, I think that you're really trustworthy? Do we have things in common? Their style of their language of love is totally different. There also could be a family-related dynamic that is bringing up childhood wounds. And this can be individuals either on the karmic side, or there's something in the mix there to do with an untrustworthy family member. And it's making them feel they're on their A game. They're looking at it and they're going, I see through you. They're like X-ray vision. They see through these situations. I'm also seeing a question mark relating to the paternity of children. That theme is coming back up again. They also feel in the mix of it with Divine Feminine that Divine Feminine is knows exactly what she wants and knows where she's going. So consistency will be key. Hello, love. Yeah, definitely, you know, to do with love. Do they love where they're at right now? No. Okay. But there's, I don't know, how many of you have been in a, it could have been a soulmate connection. Yet maybe you were like, something's missing, something's not quite sitting, but you're constantly saying to yourself, no, but people are saying to me that I should be grateful for what I have. So what am I doing? I should be grateful. And you're kind of forcing yourself to stay in a circumstance, even though spiritually something's changed. So you're living on borrowed time effectively, right? I do kind of get that divine masculine in the mix of love. It's like they're second guessing themselves. Was I giving enough? Or, and a lot of times, say if a masculine or a feminine leaves a karmic situation, 9 times out of 10, you'll go back again. And that's only for a very temporary point because closure needs to happen. Now, closure can happen alone or reworking those things and going through those circumstances to close that karmic chapter. It actually can be that that's the reason why some did go back into a karmic relationship cycle. Now, those that are single, they're psychologically doing it. Regardless, it's that healing, the 7 stages of healing they're moving through. Now, they're also knowing that what they've done in the past, they also didn't give you love. They didn't give you the love that they felt that you deserved. They didn't give you the consistency. And it wasn't because they didn't want to. They actually spiritually, with the blockages that they had, they were unable to challenge those wounds at that point in time. And the reference they're making is, I don't love anyone but you, but I need to love myself so I can love you, if that makes sense. And that's by sticking up for themselves, actually saying, look, this is for me, this isn't for me. I also feel they're having a funny thing to do with their body at the moment. It's like image, conscious to do with their image. It could be that they feel they've got to hit the gym, they need to go on a diet, drink them a protein shake. They're not feeling like a sexy sex machine. Okay, I'm just saying. They're not feeling so fly. It could be that they want to hit the gym and get some, and again, it can be a feminine here. This masculine embodiment can be, it's like they're not doing the things that are making them feel. So insecurities can come up to do with, is divine feminine going to leave them? Is divine feminine going to find a replacement? All those shadow things that maybe divine feminine went through. Was I good enough in bed? Am I attractive enough? Why did they go out with that? The white noise I'm talking about, okay? We've all been there. Health-wise, there it is. Routine. They are so over. They know something's got to come to a head. They're like, this is becoming the death of me. They're missing you. They're feeling like they've always got too much on their plate. If you are like Little Miss Muffet sat on the top of eating your kids away, your life is really simple. They resent you. They're like, why can't my life be like you? So the victim consciousness can come out. It's like, well, I have to do this and I have to do that, and I've got so much going on. They're like, this is an old life they had. This is the old life that, it's a method they were using. They're going down a different route at the moment. But I also feel that they are looking at their life very realistically at the moment with habits. It could be drinking, smoking, drugs. And they're like, I've got to change. I need to change this. That Scorpio eclipse in the Taurus kind of axis was like, well, you've really got to make a radical change, and that can be to do with your wellness, your spirituality, letting go of wounds, letting go of expectations, and taking your life in a lighter route. It's literally like we carry spiritual junk. So when we're carrying spiritual junk, we're eating it and embodying it. When we let that spiritually go and we forgive, we heal, we're open to the new, it just comes off us. And I do feel masculine is feeling something's got to give in their structures and their routines. There can be a healing relating to a relative that passed over or is unwell and they're facing their shadow to do with death. Let's pull a clarifier. They're also thinking about till death do you part. Yeah, this can be a lot of, it's like flashbacks, memories, conversations. They want to feel connected to groups, joining gyms, doing things, living their social purpose. Yeah, they're literally, I also feel their ancestors, anyone that's passed over, and this would have been more an old situation, I feel they're coming into their dream space and they're actually giving them guidance on what, it's a little bit like, the nagging parent. I love parents. They're great, right? They're like it's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, and you know what they're going to say, and you're like, I bloody know. This is how the guide is coming through, and they're saying to these individuals, okay, what would I say if I was here? And so it's coming through in their mindset with the memory system. It's almost like that person's haunting them and saying to them, look, you know, you actually need to get a shuffle along. Some things need to change, and it's got to shift about. Better put my computer on mute, or you're going to hear all the beeping on the computer. I feel that some of them could be getting checkups. Some of them could be feeling that they're a little bit run down and they need to get a checkup. And there could be something that they've put on hold. What could this look like? It could be surgeries. It could be, and you know, this is probably the worst possible time we could do those things. And that's because Mars is retrograde. So the healing time can take a little bit longer. No, I can't give you medical advice, but it's so, right? But it's like, okay, I need to get this checked up. I need to get this organized. I need to get myself right. I need to end a cycle so I can have a new one. And that can also be, you know, it's almost like they're realizing that if they know who they want to be with, yet there's all these problems, right? And they're looking at it going, okay, I need to tweak this over here. I need to decide what I'm going to do financially. Maybe it's accommodation directly with this connection or a family group. It's affecting my health. I'm not living, I'm in the shadows I feel on the outside of every life I'm looking at to end and to begin. It's taking a toll on them, and they know it needs to come to a head. So they do know it needs to come to a head. Love. Yep. Ah, God. You know, it's magician in reverse. They're kind of like looking at it going, look, they know it's a mindset. They know they're up in their head too much. They know that they know they've got power. They know they can do it, but it's the metaphorical, got to pull the toenail out. Can there be pressure? And I'm definitely seeing this collectively. Can there be pressure in their own life to do with expectations and what people want them to do versus, you know, it could be, what's one example? Well, you know, it could be that your kid's 18 and it's like, well, partners stay together. So, you know, this is what's socially acceptable. That kind of energy. Even though you're probably in your, you know, your 40s, your 50s, whatever. Yeah, you should have stayed together. You just got to sit there and eat hay, right? They're having this revelation that they actually do have power. It can be a conversation they have to have. It can be, you know, taking their losses, Uranus and Taurus, you know, because if they're measuring it in terms of how long it's going to take, each year they wait, each 6 months, each week, well, it's calculating up. So effectively, they could have already been in their new life rebuilding that tower, all right? So they're having this revelation. They're like, I've been saying this for a while. I want to shift this. I want to shift that. Now they're having this revelation. It's like, well, I need to stop thinking and I need to do. Whatever that takes me, wherever that takes me. Is it a job? Is it a person, place, or thing? Knowing that they have to address this, they do have power. They don't have to be everything to everyone. But unless they can be something for themselves, they're going to form resentment to the people around them. Got to take the power back. It's like they're definitely feeling in love. And again, they are really feeling not so sexy. I don't know why this is coming through, but it is today. They're like, am I attractive enough? You know, there's insecurities here. There's a little bit of insecurities here. It doesn't mean that they are totally not confident people. I'm not feeling that at all. But this week, moving forward, it does feel there's a bit of shadow energy. And they're wanting to have that magician energy that, you know, the older we get, we sort of feel that we lackluster, but we really don't. We're just rebirthing. So this person is going through a rebirth energy and they're rewriting their story in their life. But there's this confidence. You know, when you love someone a lot, yes, you tend to second guess yourself more because there's more to lose. It's what if I'm abandoned? What if this goes pear-shaped? You tend to feel more afraid of the one you love than the one you're not so into because it's more sure, and if they did go, it wouldn't hurt you. Do you get what I'm saying? It's quite codependent. So they're kind of having this revelation. It's like if I go towards divine feminine and she leaves me, I'll probably die. I don't think that would feel so nice if I had the love of my life in my life. Now, what do they want? What could they be currently dealing with? They're thinking about you in layman's terms of the permanent person. They're thinking of you in layman's terms of what would need to happen, the natural progression. You know, are they regretful that they wish that they had turned time back and they could have had the white picket fence, the babies, and all the rest of it? Yes, I do feel some have. I do feel they want a long-term committed energy, but the relationships, because 90% of the time there's more. There's the relationships we have with children, romantic partners, family members, karmics. Sometimes a lot, depending on your past life energy. They understand now that notion of white picket fence children is quite traditional. And it's not to say that that's not a given of what they want to give to you, but they're also realizing they can have a very different style relationship with you, which is more authentic to themselves. And they actually want to be able to provide you with money, value, romance, stability, consistency, marriage. You know, this is coming up for them. What could they be dealing with is ending a previous one to get what they feel is more authentic to themselves. That bloody Christmas card come up again. I'm telling you, I'll have to record that today. I did say I was going to do some channeled messages for around Christmas because my guides have been giving me since July. Initially, I thought the message was Christmas in July. But it's even coming through in the karmics read now. So whatever's going on over that, it's like they want that shit summed up before them. And if they are still sitting in it, it's not going to be a very sing kumbaya around the bonfire kind of time. They got the celebration card. They're picturing. Look at this. I don't know why I'm seeing this on this occasion. It's like them being themselves, karmic kind of intervening to get the attention, divine feminine sitting in the red, the foundation of things, the stable one. So it's like they're in two worlds, right? The other's trying to get the attention. It's like, look back over here, come here. There's one place they're not committed to, one place they are, but they're like in a virtual reality energy. They also feel that for those that are in a karmic relationship, that they feel that the karmic actually knows who you are. And it's really hard to hide it, guys. I'll just say it's really hard to hide it. You know, do they want to go back to the heydays? They're also making reference to, oh God, gross. Isn't she lovely? They're making reference to you still look as good as you do as the day that I met you. And it's the attraction, the chemistry is there. They're still very attracted to you, even if they're not making these suggestive energies. It's like they're trying to poker face it at this point with their intentions and emotions in the heart space. It's really ooey up in the heart space at the moment. It's like butterflies and emotional. Okay, they know that at some point this is going to come out. They know at some point this is going to come out. What they do worry about half the time is, okay, for some, I do feel there's something to do with the contract, something to do with having to, maybe it could be end a partnership, move house. Although I can't advise you legally, it's like this is the card of maybe, you know, gossip coming through the grapevine, but also what I'm seeing is a contract. It's like, you know, getting themselves in trouble over something. Some of them may be feeling in the, you know, wanting to have a getaway, wanting to come towards you, wanting to be themselves, wanting to get fit. Value systems definitely clashing within the karmic cycle. They're coming through very traditional towards you, but this over here in their past energy, they're really not vibing it at all today. Yeah, they're not surprised though, because they're actually giving permission to it with the Magician in reverse. So it's not something they don't know. Hi, sweet. Some of them are going to get like a notation. This could be a pay rise. It could be a transition in career. I also see in a kind of Phoenix rising kind of energy. I'm seeing that they are wanting to work with those who are willing to work with them. Are they putting a lot of pressure on themselves? Yes, this could be with family members. It could be with work. It could be with society expectations. Some of them are making excuses saying, I'll stay here, but I'm really not seeing that, especially with the transition of the cards for the masculine, feminine, and karmic that are coming out on Sunday. That's going to stay there too long, because I've also seen the following week and it's not looking like it's looking, if you're living an unauthentic life and it's not resonating with you, at some point it's like you're eating shit. I'm just going to say, because you're delusional, you're trying to convince your mind, your body's giving you a different vibration. It's like, this feels horrible, but you have to do it. This feels horrible, but you have to do it. And at some point you're sitting at the dinner table and you're eating. You're looking around like you're the alien on the planet at the dinner table, because it's something that doesn't resonate with you, if that's what they're going to choose to do through this. Do they feel that they have a social responsibility in life? Yes, they do. Are they having lady luck when it comes to things turning around for them in the wealth sector? I do feel so, if they take the right steps. Do they want to commit to you, and are they more willing to moving forward once they ditch the trash, whatever that is for them? And I'm not calling the karmic trash. I just mean emotional junk of psychological beliefs. Then they can bounce through their feeling. Now, okay, so what needs to come to an end for this to happen? Oh, God. The card that came out is a conversation, okay? I feel this is a psychic said this to me many moons ago. You've made up your mind, you've already exited, you just haven't put the foot out the door. And I was like, what? That's such a great way to describe it. Why? Because we're going through the 7 stages of healing. There's guilt, there's expectations, there's, it can be your kids, whatever it is. This is a very forthright conversation relating to the past. I do feel they want to be really open with you. I do feel that they want to talk to you about some personal things that they've gone through. There's going to be flashbacks and thoughts, but this is helping them have this brand new beginning. But it's also, people in our life, be it they were good and bad, even the bad ones that have entered into my life, they've actually helped me be who I am today. And so I'm incredibly grateful that I had such shitty times. I'll be perfectly honest with you, because you become a boss ass bitch. I'm just telling you. You get to the point, you get to the other side, and you're like, you empathize, you understand, it's almost like you're a fly on the wall watching an embodiment of behavior. So you just, they're going to get there, right? This person is really wanting to have the courage to express their dreams with you. I do feel if they're in a karmic relationship, they're having that chat, they're having that conversation. Look, this isn't going anywhere. We can't really deal with this the way we're doing it. I feel they're trying to work out how to do that. Everything here is showing they're really unhappy with what's going on right now. They are mapping and planning. Definitely when it comes to divine feminine, they see it in the long term. But remember the rune cast, it's asking us to be careful in our approach to it. Be quite methodical, be logical when you're dealing with the devil in the detail, so that with that Jenga effect, it's not unnecessarily toppling pieces down that take you 50 years back. And that's not to say you have to stay in those situations, but it's taking each step in its natural accordance. It's also breaking a karmic cycle. So potentially if they were with you and it was bang, they were gone and they didn't talk to you, the reason why they do it so differently within the karmic relationship is to break that cycle. So they have to do it the correct way. They have to have the conversations. They have to answer the questions, all the things that we didn't get. And it's so that because they learnt how that made you feel, so they can't do that to that person, those energies. However, there is a karmic cycle in their path at this point in time. Divine Feminine. You're being critical on yourselves. You're hitting the cookie jar. You're feeling emotional. You could have a lot on your plate right now. Some of you could be saying to yourself, why do I have to be everything? You don't. Don't be everything, okay? You also could be thinking that there has been an overload of emotion coming up over the last few years, and particularly the last 3 months, probably from August onwards. So there's been maybe extreme situations that you've been going through. You might have felt a lot of crap going on to do with the way people view you, overindulgence of people's opinions. But also I feel you want to change. You want to have some changes happen in your life. You want to feel sexy. You want to feel intoxicating, not necessarily intoxicated, although some of us would. Let's just be honest. But there is this obsessive frequency. Now, it doesn't mean you're going down the rabbit hole. No, not necessarily. Could you be emotionally eating? Yes. Like I mentioned to you, the ruin cast relating to Uranus with the eclipse we had. We've got Uranus and Taurus there. We've got the eclipse and Taurus. We've got, yeah, exactly. Well, Libra, I know, okay. You'll feel like you got the sacral chakra energy going on. You know, we're not kids, let's just say. Feeling like you'd like to get down and dirty, right? And then suddenly it's gone. It's like nothing's there. You know, hot and not, day and night. It's okay, it's the transits. It's part of the ascension process. So if you were hitting the cookie jar, drinking, going, oh, you know, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Want to change things. Suddenly the eating comes back. Having too much on your plate. I feel you're trying to clear the gates. I feel you're emotionally trying to clear the gates in your life. Could you have moved into victim consciousness? Yes. Could some of you have revelations to do with that? 100%. And it's not to say that you don't have very valuable reasons to feel sorry for yourself at this point in time. One thing I did notice coming up as a divine feminine is I was being empathetic and understanding, right? But it was almost like a quincunx in astrology. There's no both. There's a left or there's a right, and not I'm your solution. What do you want to do with that? And it was really perplexing individuals. You know, this was a lot of people that were coming towards me in my circle of friends, my tribe, you know, my daughter, and it was very much, well, you know, and it's not that empathy we all need, right? And you could be having this circumstance in your life at the moment. People are calling you, people are dumping on you, people are dramatizing. You've got your own crap going on. You're thinking about your twin, maybe family members are having an opinion about it, and you're like, look, I've got enough clutter. I've got enough junk in the trunk up here. I don't need your 2 cents too. Although, if we do sit calm enough, we will always learn something from someone, 100%. Even if we don't want to believe it at that point in time, it's usually we're too close to the fire. We're too heated and angry. Calm down. Get your schedule right. Get your body right. Get your emotions intact. Don't overcommit yourself at the moment. You're going to regret it, I'm telling you. And I don't mean towards a commitment. I mean in your own personal energy of what you want, how you feel. It's okay to say no to people. It's okay to say, look, what are you going to do about that? Could you be getting frustrated with your twin at the moment? Yes, but again, when you do, I want you to write down on a piece of paper what is pissing you off about them. Is it something they're currently doing? And then I want you to stop for a bit and say, am I doing something similar in my life, but I'm feeling a pressure to do such? And once you see where that is and you break that cycle, you too will know that that person actually, because your joint energy, they will break that cycle too. But I can guarantee you, there is something happening on their side that is mirroring your side in a conditioning relating to value systems from our childhood. especially because eclipses and any moon energy is relating to our childhood. They're a huge indication of a cycle we're breaking, which is traditions, right? It's okay, but in my family, this is what we believe. Well, this is the expectation they placed on me. And then over there, they're having the same assimilation. Huge key point movement. I do feel you're wanting, some of you are questioning, is this ascension crack going to stop? I can tell you yes. It's going to be different, but as you're integrating prior to union first happens with self. And what can that look like? It'll be like suddenly feeling calm, so calm. You'll just have this gross feeling and forgiveness for everyone. It'll be absolutely great. It should be just, oh, I totally understand. I'm so glad this happened, right? And you'll just be so detached. The other thing I can say is you also will totally you will want somebody in your life who wants you. 100, right? You will totally want someone. It's like, look, I'm obsessed with you, right? I want purpose. I want something in my life that makes me passionate. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of ascension symptoms coming through and you're like, is this ever going to get on? Is it ever going to stop? Yes, it will. It will become different. Trust me. I know. I've been there. Okay. Could there be competition in relation to what you have and what they have? Yes, but you probably don't know it. Could they feel insecure towards connections of the past you've had? Yes, they could. Could you have more money than them? For some of you, yes, you could. For some of you, it could be that you're struggling financially at the moment, or you're afraid and feel that, you know, the metaphorical, we're going to get left on the shelf. That's shit. It's not real. Although, if you think about it, one of the ways I challenged my wound relating to that, which was a reality, so quincunx, it's like your life is going to go this way and it could go that way. What could that look like? Say I was thinking back then, what if I reconciled with my twin? What if you stayed for a year and passed away? What if I passed away? What would that look like? Well, I thought to myself, you better have some purpose because we need to stay centered. And does it mean that that connection is less relevant? Well, currently for those of us that are separate, which I'm not, you know, when you're in separation, you're still valuing that person. You spiritually have that heart-centered energy. You might get pissed off at them, but you directly still feel that energy, that pull, that connection, that hope, that dream. So I said to myself, would a year be suffice? Yeah, it would, 100%. 100%. There is a connection here, right? Some of you could be more playful. You could be thinking, is there something I could say? Is there something I could do? Do I need to jazz up my outfits? Do I need to become more sexy? You could be going to extremes with it. There could be insecurities coming up relating to body image, health, beauty. But I also feel there's going to be a more confident you coming through in the weeks that follow, providing you can keep your head right. I also feel some of you could be getting really angry if this person is just coming around for hanky-panky. It could be making you feel self-esteem-wise that, no, you're not. Because what it's doing is, it's a little bit like if you have a friend and they come over and they just, all they want to do is talk shit. All they want to do is dump on you and then they leave. All right. And then you'll call your family, you'll call somebody else and you'll be whinging about it because you feel abused. You feel used. Healthy boundaries, right? If too much is going on and you have energies around you that are doing that, some of you are feeling as though they're giving so much more to the karmic. It can be that at times you are physically viewing that, but wouldn't you rather have a person in your life that you don't need to be perfect with? Okay? You may be viewing this that if they're having the white picket fence, the kids and all that crap, if they're doing more than what they did with you, right, theoretically, it doesn't mean it's authentic. It doesn't mean it's real, because what I'm saying is your ideal and your feelings of what a relationship is and what they had or are giving to another energy You're wondering why they're different with you. Like I said, they had more to lose with you. I feel you're going to have the courage to try and be playful in this, but you're trying to muster up a different approach. But I also feel the confidence of course, it's almost like that notion of, I'll make you regret losing me. That you can use that as a driving force, like the magician energy, so that if that was a belief system that you physically hold, you can then confront it like a shadow and it can never define you again. And that was one great thing that I went through, because that belief system in partnerships, point blank zero, did come up for me. And I did make a commitment to myself. I said, bloody hell, by the time I'm 40, I want to be in peak shape. I think I lost 4 dress sizes. Yes, 4 dress sizes. I was like, and I used twin and people that never believed in me to become the best person I could be, to be that sex machine, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so if the confidence issue is coming up, challenge it. Use the wound as your weapon. Use that to go in your favor. Don't feel that you need to actually, could you be playful? Yes. It's a little bit like tag team in the communication. If the communication is coming in, be playful. If they're trying to poke you like the dinosaur, just be playful. Just ignore it, because they're trying to get your attention. It's a little bit like the schoolyard thing. Pulling your hair. Why? Because they like the girl. Hopefully we can outgrow that. Let's just have a chat, right? But if they are poking at you, right, they're trying to get your attention. You could just turn around and go, did you want my attention? Confront it. Okay, so there's confidence here, but there's also, you're like, don't play me, don't use me. If you want something, well, it's give and take, yeah? It's permission-based. You can come hang out, you know what I mean? Okay, how is your communication going to be? You could be going, look, I'm single, you're not. What do I want to do with my time? Like I said, I do feel they're kind of thinking Divine Feminine at some point is going to move forward. Divine Feminine is going to learn to like, you could be getting a bit worried that you're getting quite used to your own company. Some of you are thinking, gee, I need to move forward. You could be feeling you need to tell that person, look, I'm single. Let's pull a clarifier. Okay, overindulgence, we'll backtrack. Do we want to clarify on this? I better keep the time in mind. Yeah, you're like, is this person even thinking about me? That's what you're thinking. Do they even think about me? Trust me, they do. But there is poker face, especially if there's a karmic involved, because they can't show that because it would be inappropriate, especially if they're keeping you around. This person, you're also making accountable for their own choices. All right. Some of you are trying to turn over a new leaf with your attitude. Some of you are saying, I'll be bloody surprised if this person comes through and ends the cycle. Flat, point blank, zero. Free spirit energy. In relation. Yeah, this is like, if you're in the prime of your life, you're kind of looking at life going, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to do right now? Home. Some of you may be moving. Some of you may be changing things around. Some of you could have dramas surrounding family. And you're like, you could have obligations. There could be things coming up with your kids, your family, your parents. It could be a contract you could be transitioning through. Some of you could be thinking, if this person ends up with the child, am I going to want that? Could I do that? Being too kind to individuals as well. Now, I'm not saying don't be kind, but I'm definitely feeling create these boundaries. There could be some hurdles that we're all going through at the moment, and that's fine. But also, get out. What I say. Be cautious at the moment until mid next week. Then connect with people, connect with individuals, have candid conversations. Again, I'm seeing home stresses, needing help. Be open to asking for help, but don't give too much. Give what you can. Also be careful of gossip, right? Gossip definitely isn't going to come through effectively. You need to hear it from the horse's mouth. You could know that for some of you, it could be that you feel you could be in negotiations with your kids. You could be in negotiations with your twin. There could be a third-party situation that needs to be addressed. You also could have options at the moment, right? But you're going back to your value system. I wouldn't do this. You know, why is counterpart doing this to me? I wouldn't do that if I was them, but that's you. Don't necessarily feel that they won't address things, because spiritually you could feel you're on the fence, that you have no power and you're kind of waiting for them to give you the PDF, but you actually can give them the PDF too. Don't even need to make a phone call for that. Spiritually, some of you could be saying to yourself, okay, something needs to change. Five's the change. That was a reference of 5 there too, so I'll have to read that as a 5. Because I had 5 as soon as I put the card down. That was the extra additional message for feminines. We'll be summing this up in a minute, so if you want to chuck your super chats in, feel free. Okay, so there could be divorce going on. There could be a transition of a connection. Some of you also are looking at love from a more traditional connection. There could be stresses surrounding loved ones with their health. Some of you also, from a spiritual point of view, are feeling that after all the crap you've been through, you deserve more. Some of you are worried that your twin is getting older and it's like, are we going to be 80 by the time we get together? It's okay, I've been there. It's like the paint's dried and I've reapplied it 80 times. Okay, something is popping off quite quickly. Okay, you're like, what's that? I've got to remember that term and I need to write it down somewhere. It's like, who's going to go first? It's like, you know, pulling the gun. It's like, who's going first? There is something very quickly happening, okay? In your mind, you feel it needs to come from their side. It's almost like you're sending an ultimatum to them through 3D. All right, 3D, 5D. Ultimatums, generally it'll be 4D because you can choose to, but your soul is particularly sending them a PDF of, look, if you don't hurry up, I'm going to lose my shit. Some changes are going to happen around here. Did I send you the PDF? Because I'm leveling up, right? It's like level up, level up. You're like, I suddenly had this revelation. I'm so worth it. I went through the rabbit hole of this week, particularly, right? I wasn't good enough. I wasn't, you know, I offered you love. I offered you, you know, I'm having the confidence to come towards you. Oh, you can be like, you definitely be careful to not be too aggressive. That is one piece of advice I would give you. Because you won't need to fight for what's truly yours, right? When it does come to your commitments, you can be deeply passionate, but the area I heard, something that needs to change is what you commit to, okay? How you commit to it, how you allow this to come through. Getting angry before the person can speak, not asking those critical questions, how you view stability. You probably already in your own life do have stability. There could be some areas of your life that maybe need tweaking. But I do feel there's also caution around those things. I also feel caution around intimate liaisons. I'm hearing caution to protect yourself, to protect your energy. Clarify, is that cycle over? Because the entanglement becomes their karmic situation, becomes your karmic situation. And that's not how we break the cycle. It doesn't. We have to repeat it then. And that's where separations and reconnections come. So we have this individual here coming through. Do they want to be with you? Yes. Are they more assertive? Yes. Are they very different to other partners that you've potentially had? I do think so. But you're also going to be done on it, wanting to clarify, okay, are you effectively single? Are you playing head games with me? What is this? Okay, I am saying there is, for some, there is a divorce coming. For some, you feel in order for you to be everything you are to be for this person, you're making a judgment. Some of you want to move and you're like, look, if you don't hurry up, I'm going to move. There also could be family-related dynamics. Okay, your finances probably suck at this point. It won't be permanent, but adjustments are needed, right? Social circles and friendship groups, there could be some clashing at the moment. Expectations people have had on you, especially in this twin flame path, may have affected you, right? Yeah, friendship groups might be peeping you. Don't give what you don't want to. Okay, what are you closing out? Don't run. Have the courage to move forward. It's asking you not to run. Not to run, not to get scared. I always used to say, I always used to laugh about this. It's like, I'm so mad at myself. I need to move forward. And this isn't a soulmate energy, twin flame path, whatever, you know. And what I realized was, what was I really saying? I mean, how is that even real? We're always moving forward, right? But we're strict at ourselves because some movement hasn't happened. We're always moving. We really are. So what we're actually saying is, what are we going to do? Dial an angel and there's a date that falls in our lap? I mean, it naturally would just happen. Do you know what I mean? So it's asking you not to run. It's asking you to have the courage to not get up in your head. This is very headspace, like you want to run. Like you're mapping out what they say, what they've done, the old wounds. It will never happen. Get out of your head, right? I'm highly advising you, control your mindset, because even thinking what the next cycle could be from a karmic point of view, you're going to manifest something you don't want to. You do not want to. This person, some of you are thinking, this person is not going to end that cycle. This person is not going to have the courage to come towards me. That is your belief system. It is not the truth. Okay? Let's get these cards clear. I hope that helped. You guys both are in a pickle this week. Keep away from the cookie jar. I'm trying to. I made myself a beautiful salad that has this chili oil in it. It's got cabbage, chickpeas, fried shallots. I like my crunch through salads. And I just grab it. I either put tuna with it or something else. I had it vegetarian, really. Thanks, Giggle. Okay, let's have a look at Giggles. Oh, God, okay. Something's coming to an end on that side. We have the energy. This card always reminds me of Pluto. There's something changing both within your life. You probably feel the rumbles. You're probably going to feel this week I would say, I'll put this up here. That was the wrong one. There, we'll put that one up there. Heart palpitations. Yeah. Well, Taurus also, it's like, don't drink alcohol at the moment. Be careful with excess coffee and things like that. Flash, a lot of water. It's heart chakra. It was a total lunar eclipse in the heart chakra energy. Okay. Okay. Who is eating pies in the house? Fess up. Is there somebody in the house eating pie? They're probably not members yet, so they can't chat. I can smell it. Who's eating pie? Okay, Giggle, let's see. Okay. I wouldn't have picked it was you. That caused too much lactose intolerance. Key lime pie. Yeah, I had a lime tart yesterday. A little treat one. It was like, that's all you're allowed. Okay, so what I'm seeing here at the moment is you could be picking up on some things. Look, you do have things going on in family, right? But I also feel my guides are showing me psychically, especially from all the cards in the outcome, there's a lot of change coming. This person is actually right now dealing with it. So if you've been thinking they're never going to do it, it's always going to be the same, the cards aren't saying such. I think intuitively you are going to know when you're going to get a phone call. And I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I think instinctually you know that there is going to be clarity coming towards you. And it's like you smell it, people. You're going to know when it's going to pop off. You will physically know it, okay? You're going to know when it's going to happen because it does feel fairly close. I don't think they're having fun at all, at all. But I also feel that the way you're going to relate to that next conversation, they know damn straight is going to be very different. It's very close. I'm like your bad luck charm, I guess you could call it. You know, we usually have a chat. I do a reading for you and it's like 2-3 days max. Yeah, it could even be sooner. But, you know, it's like, yeah, you're like, is it over? Is it over yet? Well, my name's No. Yeah. Who's we got next? Haven't cut it yet. Key lime pie. I love lemon tarts. Anyone come in between me and a lemon tart, I'm going to mess you up. Oh my gosh. If they're made correctly. I don't like it where it's that conserve. It's not fresh made. Yeah, it's not hot. So we have Marie. Hey, Marie. Thanks, Giggle. What are we looking at, Marie? Let's shuffle the cards. Your connection with this person. That's okay, love. Yeah, interesting one. You've been pretty intense, hasn't it? Yeah, lemon tarts, man. I know that Dome Cafe over here and Gloria Jane Coffee Shop, they make it. Got this really large one for an event we went to, and there was leftovers, and I said, do not mess with my tart. And I thought my partner at the time threw it out. He looked at me like he was going to die. He was like, oh my God, she's going to kill me. You don't come in between me and my lemon tart. That's a God. Ooh, you got some romance here. What is going on with you? Okay, I don't know what's coming up, but it feels close. What is going on here? I think you might have some communication or movement. You have been particularly maybe in your head, my love, I'll just say. But there is like, you're coming to terms with the things of the past. This could be a past connection. It could be a past circumstance. But I do feel it's very close. Whatever you're spiritually going through, I feel you're getting into some balance. You could be putting pressure on yourself. Like, okay, do I need to move forward? Do I need to address it? Should I contact them? Do I need to move forward with my life? I'm seeing that you're going to hear something. You could hear something through the grapevine. This could be you searching on social media. This could be you actually seeing something. You like almost being scared you're going to hear something that you don't know. This person's got a lot of chemistry for you this week. I mean, off the Richter scale, like they need to make a decision. I'm not seeing the devil card as a terrible thing. I'm not. I'm seeing it more chemistry. Like the person's desires, you know, like obsessed. They're obsessed by you. This person that you're not with, right? Yeah. Yeah, you could be saying to yourself, look, I need to get over this. I need to move forward. But I'm actually feeling that person very close. Now, how could that look? That could be you see something on social media, you get gossip. Or directly there is some sense of communication coming. I feel they're all up in your grill. If you have had one of those weeks where it's felt very heavy, I think it's almost like they're really wanting to talk to you about something. There is a bloody Instagrammer. She makes the most divine cakes. And I literally told her, look, I'm going to block you. I'm on a detox, okay? And seeing those images, it's a little bit like the Coca-Cola ads, right? It's like if you get enough flashes of it, you want it. So, yeah, it does feel you're purging, right? I would say, Claire, refer to the feminine energy. Do a 12th house clearing of your, could be your, almost like we're revisiting the Akashic records, past life energy, our beliefs, and becoming very much in the here and now. If you can maintain that for at least 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to benefit you. You're actually going to attract that in. But when you're thinking and when you're picturing blockages, you're actually, it's almost like you're channeling their head. And you're giving permission to it. You're actually saying, yes, that's effectively right. Oh, you've got that problem there and I can see it too. When you tune out of it, it's like you have wiped that slate clean of problems and you've allowed that to come into you. Abraham Hicks, like a manifestation. I actually feel if you do that, it's going to help. But you've got to get out of that head at the moment because it's making you feel urgent, like you've got to leave, like you need to quit. Like you're not safe. Does that make sense? Okay, Ben. Or was it Dawn? Dawn next. I hope that helped, my love. Hey, Dawn. I tell you, this eye, it needs some trainer wheels. I'm telling you, I don't know why. How you doing, love? Are you enjoying Mars retrograde, or are you like, I just want to tear every bloody person's head off? Did you want to tear everyone's head off? How's work going, Ben? Are you looking after yourself? Oh, Dawn, what are you? Okay, you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot on your plate. You are being so strict with your twin lady. Mm-hmm. You're like, you're going to mess them up. Okay, you personally, you're trying to make some hard judgments in your life. You've got a lot, you feel a bit crowded, like there's too much energy around you at the moment. It's like you want personal space. You know, like when you're in a supermarket and somebody's standing ever so close to you, pre-COVID, obviously, you know, let's just be perfectly real. If there's a person and they're standing right next to you, it's like, this is my lane. Can I please walk? It feels crowded. Like the dynamic I'm seeing around you at the moment feels crowded. You're so over stagnancy. So could you have agitation? Could you feel almost like you're on caffeine overload? Mm-hmm. You're trying to calm it. You're also very dehydrated because look at this, I'm smashing it. You need to keep your, more than likely, because Mars is actually going to dehydrate you, so you need to drink a lot more fluid. The agitation is almost like nervous related. It's anxious, like coma. But people are irritating you. I'm being directed to, who's in your house? Something in the, where are they showing me? Hallway, kitchen, something's pissing you off about that area. Is there something you're needing to fix or repair, or is somebody messing it because it's peeving you off? Peeving you off. You're actually looking at your twin like, you've been leading me on. You've been keeping me head kept comfortable. No, I'm changing. I'm changing. You do you. You are like, have you ever noticed sometimes we go through an experience in life and then it comes back again like we're repeating it? You could be having like a deja vu and you're going, what? Why is this happening? It's because you didn't have closure with it in the first place. So it'll be a short cycle. Just make sure you do it properly, okay? You're revisiting old things. A lot of healing can come through this. But you may address it very abruptly. Like, okay, I've had enough. The orchestra's over. Okay. You also want some bloody space at the moment to get your goals done. If you can make a bubble inside your bubble, which your bubble should have been your bubble, but it's not your bubble, cast out what they're doing, tune into what you need to do. Put a keep out sign on that door. If you now can use that room. Because you're very goal orientated at the moment. I actually feel you're going to get twin coming over more. More. Yes, more. Pay attention, observe. I knew it. Do you like it crammed in there? Have you got that desk near the window? Love the curtains, Dawn. You do have a desk in there, don't you? I'm just going to tell them what they're showing me. They're showing me share curtains, a white desk, a laptop or a computer. I guarantee you. And where the hell? Just tell me if I'm incorrect, because they make it. This could be that you remove it. Okay. Beds behind you, window to the right, share white curtains. Now, do you have paneling on your wall, or is it a friggin' wardrobe and you put the desk against it? What have you done, woman? Like, what I'm seeing, it's either paneling, or maybe that's something you want to do in the future. You're like maybe mulling over decorating and you haven't had time and there's chaos happening around you. Where directly have you put that desk? Because I feel you're going to move it, because they're making reference to where it is now, it's going to move, but it's like there's no room in there. I love delay with technology, don't you? Isn't it great? Dawn, seriously, get your hydration up. With your twin, you're just going to, you might get snappy, but I'm telling you, I'm really seeing him coming over more. And I hate to break it to you, whomever is residing in your home, like the three little bears, I actually feel they're going to pick on you. Watch the energy. Don't take it personal. Watch. Okay? Because I'm physically seeing, yeah. Because literally, I'm telling you, that room, I mean, I love your room, Dawn. It's got beautiful energy. You don't sleep anyway, woman. I'm just telling you. Yeah. And you're like a bad girl stuck in the bedroom. Why am I in here? This is my house. It's okay. It's not going to be too long. Yes. I'll talk to you about it later. I'll have a chat to you in the Discord room. Okay, we better get on because I have some clients today as well. I had a muck up yesterday. I need to talk to Wix. I hate the way they've made that new app. It could be me, the way I laid it out. Won't blame anyone because I love Wix. Absolutely love it. Okay, who we got now? Who's next? Is it Kerry? But definitely, Dawn, I'm seeing that person actually. You got Ben next. Ben. Thanks, Giggle. What would I do without you? Thank you, moderators. I appreciate it. That's okay, Dawn. Yeah, I just see him coming over and it's like he's bantering with family or friends or whoever's there. And I actually do see him coming over. And he's shaved. Shit. Aftershave and all. Ooh. No, he doesn't like you, Dawn. Smelling like Omar Sharif. Calvin Klein at your heart out. Giorgio Armani, more likely. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at Ben. I reached out to talk about what I'm feeling and just getting mirrored concerns. Is she simply tired from the pregnancy only, or is there a situation here? Or am I going nuts? 3 fries short of a happy meal. I would actually say that there could be mirroring in a sense that you're fearing because that person is embodying an energy differently, that there's something that's hidden, but is there something hidden on your side? Mind fever, it's less of paranoia. Do you feel that you have not done enough? Do you feel that you could be doing more? Because look, I do know a few pregnant people at the moment going through it, and Mars, because it's Gemini, Mars and Gemini is children as well. So it's, pregnancy, it's children, it's, feeling hot and bothered and irritated. They're going to feel a little bit more off at this point. We also are going to be taking things ever so personally over everything. Do you get what I'm saying? Spiritually, I do feel this person is wanting to sleep a hell of a lot all of a sudden. I do feel they've got a bit of depression, which is natural. I mean, pregnancy is not fun. Let's just be perfectly clear. What do you think she wants, though? She can vent at you, but you can't. Yeah. Does she listen or she won't? So what are you wanting from her? Are you wanting that to come back? Let's see. Oh boy. But do you, okay, are you seeking an outcome? Like, is there a problem at the moment that you're dealing with that you feel, here's an interesting, I don't know why they're showing me this. It's a little bit like by articulating the issue. 2 questions to ask yourself when you're going through the rabbit hole of it. Am I waiting for permission to make a decision? Do I feel in talking to this person, this romantic interest, this partner, I'm feeling guilt because of some things I'm currently dealing with? Could it be something like that, Ben, that you're feeling in turn by having a conversation with her? Are you wanting advice from her? Are you wanting to support? Is it permission based? Is it like, if I make this choice over here, it's going to affect you over there? I want to make that choice over there, but is that going to affect you? Does that make sense? Because ultimately we're inevitably going to make decisions, right? And in life, a decision we go left, a decision we go right, there's both kind of realities that they could go wrong. Do you get what I mean? But sometimes these decisions, these acceptances we have to have inside ourselves is this is what feels most authentic to me at this point in time. I don't necessarily, I feel at the moment, especially empaths, spiritual connections, we don't tend to enable. So sometimes it's like we can be projecting to the person or having this experience, and they're kind of looking at us perplexed, but there's something in it that we need to learn. I kind of feel as though she's not fussed either way. She's a bit numb at the moment. I think you need to change the language tone to communicate with her because I don't think she's quite understanding what you're needing. It's pointless turning it into an argument metaphorically, which I don't think you'll do anyway. But I think she's kind of missing the point of what you're using that experience for. How long has she got left in that bloody pregnancy, man? Yeah. Well, just say, look, if she needs to rest, she needs to rest, but not that you're not the punching bag. And just, it's like, have a code word. And then the person can then be aware of their emotions. Because yes, we are. I know my part, I was actually a bitch. But I also had to be responsible. You know, I continued nursing up until the last week of my pregnancy. So for me, I was around elderly. I can't lose my crap, you know. It's the same situation. Would she deal with that with other people? We do accidentally do that with people we love the most. That's true. We don't mean to. But you need to find that correct language to get through to the point of what you're wanting to address. It's really just the paranoia. Is she faithful? Dive deep into the inner child, okay? Because the thing is, it's really hard. It's almost like as partners, especially if we're in connections, that person is shifting their attention. And, you know, both of you don't have romantic time. And is it the most romantic time when you're pregnant? Well, I know on my point of the neck it wasn't. Yeah, candlelit dinner, belly from kingdom come, feeling hot and bothered and ugly, irritable, snappy. And it's like, oh, I love you, baby. Don't touch me. So you're seeking affection and connection. Could it be something as simple as sitting and watching a movie together, having time out, getting the kids to bed at a certain time and having that spiritual time? Because I feel intimately, psychologically, what you're actually saying, you're having an acknowledgement that you need a bit of time with her, preferably not on the punching table about the schedule of everything you guys need to do within family. But you also spiritually have to have something out of it. And at the moment, this is another entity that's coming into the house. I shouldn't call it an entity. Energy, human being coming into the home, which is going to be responsibility, financially, psychologically, emotionally, and that's less time for Ben and partner. So restructuring that and finding time for you to have that partnership energy. If you think about it, you found bliss in what you do on YouTube, right? And it was something you never believed that you could find. Therefore, if that person did decide to go their separate ways, why would you feel you would never find bliss again? And I don't feel that's what's going on. I feel that person is having their own very personal experience, but you also spiritually are wanting some quality time with that person. And it could be something as simple as going, okay, maybe you use orange as a code word when that person is getting really emotional. And then, you know, you've got to make it a rule that when you say that word, you're counting back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and breathing. Then if you can talk about things, great. If you can't, I'm just going to go to the office. I'm going to meditate for 5. I want us both to calm down before we address this. But if you're bringing that person's awareness to the attention of their behavioral pattern, they can't project to you and it's making them accountable. And if they keep doing it, you need to go, stop. Just talk really calmly and then go, I want to spend quality time with you. And if they keep going, just stop. And you're creating the boundary. Well, don't have no more kids, Ben. What are you doing? Jeez. And I am sure they are beautiful babies, right? I'm sure they are. I had one and she was like 50. I'm telling you. And I've had a lot of stepkids and it's like, love them to bits. Children all come with their own non-scripted manual. One needs to go to soccer, one needs to go to ballet. No, I was a single parent. I didn't have time for that shit. So, You're thinking about the relationship. You're super emotional at the moment, sensitive, feeling it. You're an empath. It's natural. You're wondering if some of this crap is coming up again. You're wondering why you're bickering. It's causing emotions where you feel misunderstood. You do feel the bitchiness has got to stop. All right. You're tuning into it and you're like, okay, am I feeling you're detaching from me here? Why are you doing this? I love you. I want to be with you. Is something in me personally changing? I'm taking a traditional approach. I don't feel they want to necessarily be anywhere else. I'm still seeing family dynamics. This can be mother-father energy. Oh God, are they coming? Ben moves, they come to visit for the baby. I love you, Ben. Have fun with that. I think the rallies are coming down, mate. You may need to put your foot down with it. Get to the, I wouldn't say have an argument. I mean, she's pregnant. It's really not personal. You are going to naturally take it personal, but have fun. Come and visit in WA. Come on down, Ben. Oh, God. I just saw them turning up. Hi! And you're like a bloody move and it still happens. Shit. You know, it does come from the energy source of your family, though. You wanted to liberate and fly. Okay? And so when you see that in another person, it reminds you of your childhood. And you're like, you know, expectations, all of it. It's like a revisiting the past. Just have fun with that. I wish you the very best, Ben. Yeah. You can do a karmic cord cutting. But I would say anyone who's grieved you in your life will let you down. I would say it relates to that. And do a solar plexus healing. So drink some lemon juice, chamomile tea to soothe if you need to, and you look like a fool, just dance in your room. And it's the solar plexus and the inner child. It's almost like feeling creative, feeling inspired, feeling loved, heart and solar plexus, healthy boundaries. That's going to help you in your core feel stabilized. But at the moment, I feel it's kind of shifting about. That's okay. Yes. Who's we got next? I have no idea because I'm not a very good YouTuber. Because I went down the rabbit hole in channeling. Oh, goodness. Oh, God, I couldn't think of anything worse than that. Oh, yeah. I can't say. I was actually thinking about writing a book the other day. I was like, what would I call it? Sinners of the Divine Feminine. Yeah. All forgiven, of course, by myself. Hi, Carrie. Carrie Char and Jasper. Should we look, Carrie? How's your fresh air going? That's okay, Ben. I have to come and visit you again. We just gotta wait till bloody Mars goes direct and, shifts out of the signs. It's real interesting next year, I'm telling you. We should look. Okay, I know what you're asking to. You don't need to tell me. You've been thinking about car driving. A car driving past, viewing it, reflection back. Back with family? Yeah. You feel like you're in two places, but you're kind of not. You are there, but you're not, if that makes sense. Mental. Like thinking. Wounds relating to manipulation, pain, and, you know, trauma relating to the past. I wouldn't say it's hell. I would say it's more, because I'm smelling fresh air, right? You will be soon, because, and I think it's a key point message of when you go, you're going to make some decisions, right? I feel the next time you go to see family, I feel you're going to make some decisions in your life. I feel you're quite conflicted. You are thinking of various ways your life could go. You feel in pressure. You kind of feel that if you keep those things where they are, it leaves the door open, but you're angry because you need to make those decisions. There's big changes coming, but you're really trying to take some space at the moment to think. You're feeling this separation energy. You know, you're really feeling it. There is, it's like, yeah, old feelings to do with it are coming up. Old resentment feelings, but it could particularly be that that person that is with that individual is a very jealous person. They're not working together anymore. Yes, it is for them to, they are going to be the ones that approach you, right? It will be those individuals that do that, those individuals. Your mindset is this person will need to approach me, right? You also do need to, if that shadow work is coming up relating to the person and their workplace and what happened in the past, what you have to understand is if you can't get past that, you also, if you had a reconciliation, that wound will become yours over and over again. So by diffusing it, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you can have somebody be in your life because they choose to, not because you have a chain to them, right? Because when you think about it, when somebody hurts us, if we go down the rabbit hole of thinking it's bad enough it happened in the first place, true? Then the reason why we heal it is because we are not taking their accountability, right? We're not taking it like, well, it was my fault it happened. No. It, in certain instances with maybe behaviour, poor communication, potentially, right? But not the whole thing. Molehill into a mountain. So effectively, wherever that wound was that's coming up that you're re-looking at, by you doing the work in the shadow work in that area, what you need to realise is if a reconciliation came about, if a choice that you were making came about, unless this can be addressed with you feeling total peace of mind that if a person you are entertaining in your life is in your life, and if they betray you, they can go on their way. But you gave them the golden ticket. If you do something, I'm not your mother. I shouldn't have to micromanage you, worry about where you're at. Get a tracking device on your phone. I don't have time. You want to be here, great. You don't, be on your way. That's where you're at. I feel you've got major decisions to make and it's putting pressure on you. I feel you really need a break. You could be thinking about a holiday. You could be thinking you just want to go away from everyone at this point in time. Away from white noise. Maybe go to Mars. Maybe go to Venus. Could be jumping off the planet, so to speak. But I feel like a holiday. Does that make sense? Yeah. Well, I've told you why. You've got all those transits up in your astrology. So it's personal. And of course, Aries with Chiron at the moment, it's I heal me. I have no one. Relating to your identity, self-esteem, because it's first house placement. And then Mars is retrograde in Gemini. So that again is your zodiac sign with thoughts, feelings, actions. Scorpio eclipse relating to Aries. Aries is in the thick of it. You know, Libra's shadow sign. You guys are too. If you can keep your cool, you're going to be good. You need to regularly. It's almost like you need to focus on the goal. It's like, okay, I'm up here in the 4D, right? How to constrain your vibration is, you know, and who is it? True Heart was doing this the other day. And I've told you guys, if you have a vibration coming into your aura, clear your house. Use your crystals initially. The further into your ascension you get, your crystals will not work. You will have to become the energy of flushing and detoxing. That's why it comes through in your ascension. So if you need to move the vibration, take your shoes off, okay? Get to the ground, put your feet on the ground. I want you to almost come back to a light, to a oneness. Close your eyes. Don't think about anything. Just the ground. You're going to breathe in and you're going to blow out whatever those problems are. You do it a few times till you calm your energy. If you got lightheaded, you know, it's like, hold your breath. When you're doing that, it's bringing you back to the center of the earth, and then you're going to get your energy calm. You can hear the chirping of what you were thinking about previously. It's like, once you can get to that state, you're going to be able to calm your nerves and go, you know what? Whatever that rat race was in my head, too much going on. I've had to do breathing exercises this week. Breath work is great. Almost like up here. Yeah. Nervousness, rushing, panic. You've got to calm it. It's like, okay, we've been doing a Mars. Let's calm down. Thinking the universe is keeping them away from me. Yeah, just get out of your head over it, honestly. It's really, really going to help you. You also need to, don't even think about it, but the cord cutting comes from you. So you could listen to any track, but it's forgiveness. It's releasing those people, whoever you feel you had a karmic contract with. This could come down to a contract you had with kids, a contract you had with a karmic, a contract you had with your mother, your father. It's finding the forgiveness relating to that contract and it's releasing it. All right? It's permission. It's work. You got to keep saying, they can be there, but it doesn't have to shift your vibration. You have to say to yourself, I'm on purpose, I'm on mission, I'm in this place at this point in time, and I'm addressing in my circle of concern what I can. When that is divinely guided, it will sort itself. Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully the videos I do for 2023 will cover these areas. Because I did say psychic development, chart, ascension, chart. Oh, and I'm not saying that you're avoiding it. I'm just saying it'll get easier as it's an ascension process, Kerry. It's everyone goes through it. It's more usually prior to union. It's like you're going through chemo. It's really horrible ascension. I can't understate that, which is kind of a compliment. You're close. Didn't feel nice. Ask Eagle. Crying on the step and shit. She remembers back to mine. Okay, Char. Char, what is going on with you? You're a bit dumbfounded with something. You're like, I'm neither here nor there. Are you a bit numb, Char? Because I kind of get this feeling it's like you're neither here nor there. You're neither happy nor sad. You're kind of like... Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit bipolar back then, wasn't I? It was hell. It was like 5D, 4D, 3D, Dana Scully and Mulder kind of analogy going on. Maybe I'm not a twin. Yeah, one flew over the cuckoo's nest, that's for sure. Ascension, and it's the ascension that's hell. It's not the twin flame path. It's the purging, the ascension. Right, you love to have punching bag some description, right? But it's the ascension it's like, okay, it's bad enough I don't have, but then I've got all this going on. Yeah, that part's not cool. Yeah. Okay, Char, you've got something. It's like you're trying to find balance and harmony in your life. Food don't taste that good. You feel sort of like, You got somebody around you that's keen on you, though, girl. There's somebody that's watching this, somebody that knows you. Look, this I feel they're really close. I don't think this is your twin. But in general, in your life, it could be that you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, maybe I just move on. But I don't know. I do feel that I feel it's more your attitude coming through in this read, to be perfectly honest. I don't necessarily feel that's the way it stands. I feel it's more yours as you're trying to be balanced. You need the here nor there. You also could be thinking, I don't know if I do want a relationship. But there is a person here coming into your aura. You also feel that you need to start doing things for you. You need to start caring for yourself, having your own personal time. In your heart, there has been some things that you've had revelations on, maybe over the last week. You've also had compassion towards yourself for the fact that things weren't fair towards you. You do have empathy because you've been through hard times yourself. You do have unconditional love. I mean, if I wanted to have a couple with anyone, it would be with you because you'd understand me, right? You'd be the best reader. I'll be like, Char, I've got to tell you a problem. And you go, I understand, Yildiz. So, yeah, there is movement, but there's, you do wish that things have been. I think you're taking more cautious steps moving forward, but I feel, Dale, you need a holiday. It's like you're kind of like, those moments where there are people in this world that are always smiling. And I can guarantee you, if you meet Char, she's always smiling. If she's not smiling, some shit's gone down. Something major. And she's like, you know what? I smiled under the pressure and it's like, it's not good. It's not good. So if it gets to that and that sunshine lady person in your life has got to that, shit's gone bad. And they've been smiling maybe a year too long when there hasn't been much to smile about. It's like trying to get the pegs. So you feel you need a holiday. You feel you need to freshen up. You're like, look, I'm probably going to verbal diarrhea some person. I don't necessarily feel you're at the aggressive state of the Mars. I don't. It's there though. That's because you can hold a lot. You can carry big wheelbarrows, right? But you can also go hurry, do a 360 ninja. There's some crap happening around your family at the moment. There's some drama. I feel you're channeling some of the energy of your counterpart at the moment surrounding his family. It could be some gossip, maybe somebody unwell. If you get this urgent feeling to contact, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I want you to trust your instincts. Okay? You may feel an energy of something transforming over that side. Could it be relating to family? It could. Don't ever outrule. If you were to get a text message or hear through the grapevine that maybe something tragic happened in that person's life that effectively you wouldn't call, you actually would. And what I'm being shown is keep the faith, keep being yourself. If you need to take some time with yourself, be true to you. Yeah, you are thinking maybe he's ashamed and he doesn't want to call you. I don't think he's that chicken. Okay? So don't think that person's not chicken. They're actually effectively coming through, quite quickly. So I would not stress about that one. But I also feel you need to meditate, girl. You really need to, you can't just keep smiling at people. They're eating you. They're eating your energy. Feed me. Some people are pissing you off at the moment, but you're too good. You're too good. And you do have, somebody has a crush on you majorly. And you're like, they're just my friend. No, they really have the hots for you. It's right under here, chart. I'm telling you. Last but not least, Jasper. Hello, Jasper. How are you? Thanks, Giggle. Thank you, Lois, as well. I appreciate it. And Ben, I mean, gee, you've even moderated on this channel. Let's read this. So we get the sum up. Where am I? Lost it. My twin seems to be approaching after more than a year of separation. We are in zero communication, still blocked on media. Intuition is all I can trust. What is up and what do you see coming? My twin seems to be approaching. Okay, so when you say your twin seems to be approaching, are you spiritually tuning into that in the 5D, 4D, or is it physical? Intuitively, you'll know. You do tend to know, right? You can, but generally, how that can come about is some significant change happens on your side. So it can be something shifting, and you're kind of like, I'm having this revelation, I'm moving into my authenticity. And sometimes that can be making really difficult decisions. Like, you know, just going, I've got to do this. I need to do what I'm currently going to make a decision on. It can be really quite major. And then it's by you spiritually shifting it. It's like, it can actually look like letting go and moving forward. You then energetically will feel that person coming in because you've detached from the attachment of how you felt the path needed to look. And though, therefore, because you have done such and you moved into alignment, you'll see the 1-400. And it means keep doing what you're doing. Don't move back into attachment. No codependent patterns. And it's not to say we never have any, but psychically, I feel your guides are communicating with you effectively, but you will have to do that path differently each time, which we always do, right? Group of people around that person breaking away. You need to clear your house. The area, are you still in the same house? Because I'm feeling something to do with that home environment changing too. I do, yeah. And they're also saying, yeah, they're saying do it differently. Do it differently this time. You probably have a whole diary of different things that you had revelations on. Yeah, it's lightheaded work. Okay, what am I saying? Yeah, new chapter. Definitely a new chapter. I do feel, I'm hearing the term the art of appreciation. Yeah, it's by letting go of the problem and actually allowing that to come towards you. It's like if you felt there was something you needed to do to help that person out, I'm actually being shown no, you don't. They're working it out. The one thing I was seeing is a pocket group. This could be a karmic partner or something to that degree. I'm seeing about 2 to 3 people around that individual. That was a bit, it doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be like a vampire energy, siphoning their energy, completely permission-based. It is, I see them moving away from this individual. I see the individual moving away from it. I don't know why I'm saying a habit. Yeah, you're trying to be very realistic. So, yes, you could get into the mindset of, hey, you know, am I channeling this or is it a facade? I feel your gut, your body will always tell you. So if you're very calm, I think you're fine. I think you need to trust your instincts. I had moved in April. Yeah, clear the energy, move into detachment. Because it did feel a physical different environment. I'm pretty sure we've had a reading before. Your energy, that environment, it felt different. It wasn't that house was bad, but it did embody old energy. So this is a new chapter for you. Yeah, because it felt very light and day. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very different in maybe the aesthetics, the color themes and things like that. Yeah, it's lighter. You do need to clear your house though. Remain it clear. I also feel your purpose and your mission of what you're currently doing in your life at the moment is very different to what you used to do. It's kind of shifted about a bit. Yeah, I'm not having a bad feeling. I'm in agreement with you. I do feel there are some complicated individuals in that person's life. So just an FYI. And you know the one thing I have to do, I always do this. Okay, should we pick a comedy kind of post of the day? Which comedy post do I pick? Anyone want to say something funny? Cord cutting in the shower. Ben, I'm going to be traumatized. Call on Michael. Oh, God, I can't. Repent. Ben, you're not safe here. You know that, don't you? Yeah, I was feeling that. Look, I do feel that they've had some very difficult people in their life. They're feeling more courageous. It was what they needed to go through. Yeah. Especially getting Archangel Michael involved on the love handle. Shit. Seriously? Seriously, your wife's going to come and mess us up now. She's going to be like, don't talk to my man that way. He's my man. Especially the ladies in Australia. Kerry, shout out. Mess with an Australian female. It's like the Bronx. Love and light, guys. If you want a booking, we do have discounts up at the moment for both, for the weekends and for the weekdays. It is for the Black Friday sale. I did it ahead of time, to not juju it. But it will be coming down soon. So if you want to make a booking, grab your booking and stay tuned. We are having newsletters at the moment, and we do have a free membership via the website that is, I know, right? That is open to the public. So to read all the free articles that are going to go up relating to astrology, transits and more, and your twin flame path, you can subscribe and you get the secret rooms and the articles free of charge. I hope you guys are well. Look after yourselves, do some clearing, and I'll see you soon.